Hello everyone, Gecko here. Welcome to my super long video all about construction trucks. I love trucks, and construction trucks are some of the biggest and best in the world. They're used for digging, carrying and building. Let's head to the tarmac quarry and meet a real dumper truck first. Dumper trucks drive all around the quarry, being very helpful. They work with their friends the excavators and the bulldozers to carry loose rock and sand out of the quarry. A dump truck is the perfect truck for safely carrying heavy loads. These are the wheels. The tyres are big and chunky so that they can grip onto most surfaces. This is the cab, and this is where the driver sits to drive the dumper. But it's the back of the dumper truck that's really special. This is called the hopper, which is where the load is stored. Come on guys, let's load it up. The excavator digs the rock into a big pile. Then the empty dumper truck comes trundling down the hill, ready to pick up this big load. The driver then reverses next to the excavator, ready to be loaded up. The hopper can hold lots, and lots, and lots, and lots of rock. This dumper can carry 35 tons. That's like carrying 5 elephants in the back. Whoa! Once filled, it's time to drive the load all the way to the top of the quarry and dump it in a big pile. The hopper has hydraulic rams underneath it, which are really strong and make the hopper tip up. The back gate opens up and the load slides out of the back. I think I feel a song coming on.
Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah! He's as yellow as a rubber duck, with 6 giant wheels so he won't get stuck. When driving round the quarry, he's like no other lorry. He's the big dumper truck. You won't see him on an ordinary road. He's far too big, he carries too much load. When he needs to dump it, his back lifts up to lump it. He's the big dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah! The excavator is his best mate. They work all day from morning till late, loading up the rubble. The heavyweight's no trouble. He's the big dumper truck. He's made of thick metal all around, and this keeps the driver safe and sound. To get into the cabin, a ladder's there to climb in. He's the big dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah! Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah! Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah!
It takes real teamwork to keep the quarry moving safely. The dumpers, excavators and bulldozers all work together to move rock as quickly as possible. The bulldozer scoops up lots of sand in its huge bucket. He lifts it up and tips it neatly into the dumper truck's hopper. Sometimes it can get quite dusty in the quarry, so the team here at Tarmac also have a special truck that sprays water along the floor. This helps get rid of the dust that builds up from the construction trucks. I've got something amazing to show you today. Cranes! Whoa! They're brilliant at taking things way up high into the sky. If you've ever seen a tall building being built, then you might have seen a crane. They're not very good at hiding. They can almost reach the clouds. And they're able to lift heavy objects onto the tops of buildings. Cranes are so cool. This is a 250-ton mobile crane. It's massive! And you see the long arm that's sticking up into the air? Well, that's called the boom. There's lots of different types of cranes, but let's see what makes this one special. Whoa! This yellow crane's got loads of wheels. Maybe as many as Larry the lorry. This means it can drive down the road to all sorts of construction sites. They're places where buildings are built. But I wonder, how does it go under bridges with that really tall boom on top? That's it, Blue. You fold it away. This is Ian, and he's the operator of this crane. The crane can move up and down, left and right, and it's all controlled from something called a cab. That's where Ian sits. He can use both of these joysticks to control the boom and the hook it has on the end. That looks like a fun job. Can you see what he's doing? By pulling the joystick in his left hand backwards, the boom is shrinking. Wowzers! The boom's made up of 7 separate pieces, which all fit neatly inside each other. A bit like a Russian doll. Look at that! The boom is all packed up. These are called the outriggers. Just like stabilizers on your bike, they stop the crane from falling over when the boom is up. To get the crane ready for driving, we need to fold the outriggers away. Ian uses this control panel to fold them up, making them disappear inside the side of the truck. Bye bye, outriggers. The outriggers were sitting on special mats, which stopped the super heavy crane from cracking the floor underneath. Ian neatly packs them away at the back of the truck. Wow, that's brilliant. Now Ian can jump in the front cab and press one final button to balance the truck, ready for driving. Can you see it wobble? Look, it's rising up. And now it's ready to drive. Off we go. Ian's had the call, and we're now on our way to a construction site to help the builders.
Lift it high, lift it, lift it, lift it high, say lift it high, lift it high, lift it high, lift it high, high, high in the sky, lift it high, high, high in the sky, lift it high, lift it high, lift it high. Down on the construction site, they're building everywhere. But when the building gets too high, they all take extra care. Here to save the day is the massive yellow crane. It's time for the boom and hook to come and take the strain. Lift it high, lift it high, lift it high, high, high in the sky. Lift it high, high, high in the sky. Lift it high,
you ever seen one of these before? It's a concrete mixer. These amazing construction trucks are used all over the world to help build roads, houses, and even schools. But how do they work? And why does this big drum have to spin around? Come on, let's find out. These big trucks are perfect for carrying and delivering a material called concrete. There's some wet concrete on the floor there. Watch out, Blue Mechanical! But what is concrete? Concrete is a mix of sand, water, and cement. Cement's a bit like glue. Something amazing happens when you mix these three things together. They become concrete. And when it's dry, it's as hard as rock. Blue, were you paying attention to what I was just saying? Concrete is rock solid when it sets. Oh dear, Blue. It looks like you're stuck fast. This is why concrete mixers are the only trucks that can carry concrete. To stop it from setting and turning rock hard, you have to keep mixing it. This is the drum, and it's where the concrete is stored. Connected to the drum is a gearbox and motor, which spins it this way and that way. Rollers on the other end of the drum keep everything turning nice and smoothly. This part here is called the hopper, and it's where the concrete gets poured into the drum. There's Danny. He's the driver of this truck. He's off to pick up a fresh batch from the concrete plant. He reverses carefully into the loading bay. To load up, Danny has to perfectly line up the hopper with the loading chute. Up in the plant control room, they can create just the right mix for Danny's batch. Then it's time to load up. Whilst he's waiting, Danny tops up the onboard water tank. It's very important to have plenty of water on board, because clever computers inside the mixer test the concrete. They can add more water if it starts to get a bit too dry. It's a bit like porridge. Too dry or too wet, and it's no good. Just like Goldilocks, we want it just right. We're fully loaded, so let's go! Mechanicals! That's a very dangerous place to stand. You should never stand that close to a big truck like this. And even with all his mirrors and cameras, Danny can't see you there if he's turning. It's much safer to stand further away from the mixer. The drum is turning, and we're heading to Danny's customer to drop this load off. At this huge factory, they make massive buildings out of concrete, so they need lots and lots of concrete mixers visiting all the time. Inside the drum, there's blades that mix the concrete as it turns. To empty the load, Danny makes the drum spin the opposite way, which pushes the concrete mix out. The concrete is emptied into this big container, which can be moved around the factory with huge cranes. They're using this mix to build a wall. The concrete is poured into this ready-made mould, which is just the right size for the wall. Just a few days later, and the concrete has properly set. Now it looks a lot more like a wall. The walls are then loaded onto this big lorry, ready to be delivered to the construction site and turned into a building. The last part of the process is for Danny to wash out the hopper, ready for the next batch. I'm here at the tarmac quarry to meet an amazing digger called an excavator. Excavators are the perfect vehicles for digging up loose rock. Instead of wheels, excavators run on caterpillar tracks, which are really good at gripping onto all sorts of surfaces so that the excavator doesn't slip. That means they can climb up really steep, rocky surfaces like this. Here on this quarry, they're mining for limestone rock. But to break the huge rock faces into smaller pieces, the team from Tarmac plant explosives into the rock. Using explosives is really, really dangerous, which is why the team here are specially trained. They drill holes all the way along the rock and fill them up with the explosives. Then it's time to detonate. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Now the excavators can move in to dig up all of the loose rock. This is the boom, the dipper, and the bucket. These 3 parts all work together to make the excavator amazing at digging. The arm can dig really deep and reach really far. Wow!
I'm an excavator, and digging is my job. I'm an excavator, it's time to load this rock. Round and round and up and down, an excavator digs the rocks and rubble from the ground underneath the twigs. There's no trouble loading and we're filling up the lorry. These rocks will make a new road now. We've dug them from the quarry. I'm an excavator, and digging is my job. I'm an excavator, it's time to load this rock. I'm an excavator, and digging is my job. I'm an excavator, it's time to load this rock.
This is Dave, the operator of this excavator. Once he's inside, he can use these 2 joysticks to control exactly what the arm does. He scoops up as much loose rock as possible, lifting it high into the air, and drops it into this machine, which then crushes and sorts the rock into large, medium, and small sizes. This rock can then be used to build houses, roads, and for farming. Excavators can move in amazing ways. The cab, arm and bucket can spin all the way around whilst the tracks stay still. This is called 360-degree movement. Woo! Dave, are you dizzy yet? Using the pedals in the cab, Dave can make the excavator move side to side like a crab. Left, right, left, right. and they can move forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Excavators can also load rock into dumper trucks. Once the rock is ready to load, the dumper truck reverses into place and the bucket drops the load of rock into the hopper on the back. Good job, everyone! Forklift trucks are used in all sorts of different places, like factories and warehouses. They can lift and move things that are too heavy to be lifted by people. And they can reach much higher than we can. This is a training centre where people are taught how to drive forklifts. And my friend Florence has come along to get some tips too. This is Robbie, and he's a forklift truck expert. So today, he's going to show us all of the amazing things that these vehicles can do.
Welcome to FLT, Gecko. Are you ready for your training?
Oh yes, Robbie. With all of these forklifts whizzing around, it's important to stay safe. To make sure everyone can see me, I'm wearing this bright yellow, high visibility jacket. With this on, I'll certainly stand out. It's called a forklift because of these two big forks on the front. They're super strong and can lift very heavy things. Shall we see just how much a forklift can pick up? Okay, Florence, you go first. Can you lift me? Woohoo! I'm so high! Okay, you can put me down now, thanks, Florence. Can you lift 5 mechanicals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, Robbie. Florence, can you lift Mabel and her family? Careful they don't swing off you. Woo! Oh wow! Robbie's going one better and lifting up a rhinoceros. He looks heavy. These forklifts can lift an impressive 1.5 tons, which is the weight of this large rhino. A forklift has lots of different features to make it the perfect lifting vehicle. Robbie, can you please show us how to drive a forklift truck?
Well, Gecko, it's quite simple. We have 2 pedals I need to use. One's the accelerator. Second one's a brake. Use the accelerator to go and brake to stop. I have the steering wheel here. I turn it left, it'll go left. I turn it right, it'll go right. All I do is press the middle of the steering wheel for the horn. Oh, sorry, mechanicals. Did I scare you there?
These 3 levers control the all-important fork. Robbie can use this lever to make the forks move up and down. Up and down. He can use this lever to move them left and right, left and right. And he can use this lever to tip them forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. These are called pallets, and they are the main things that forklifts are designed to lift and move. Some things are far too heavy or too high up to pick up with just your bare hands, so this helpful forklift does the job. The forks fit perfectly into the pallets, which have heavy objects on top of them. Robbie then lifts the pallet up and carries it where it needs to go. Sometimes they need lifting back onto the high shelves. I know I couldn't reach up there. Normally vehicles are steered using the wheels at the front, but look, it's the wheels at the back that are turning. Wow, look at them whiz and spin around that course. It almost looks like they're dancing.
Here comes the forklift, he's so clever, moving the parts around the store. Here comes the forklift, it goes forever. They put them down upon the floor. He turns to the left and reaches high. He turns to the right as he passes by. Forklift picks up things from down, down low. It's super strong and it can go, go, go. Show them what you can do, forklift. Left. Right. Up. Down. Round. And round. And round. And round. And round. And up and down. Here comes the forklift, he's so clever, moving the parts around the store. Here comes the forklift, it goes forever. They put them down upon the floor. He turns to the left and reaches high. He turns to the right as he passes by. Forklift picks up things from down, down low. It's super strong and it can go, go, go.
Phew! It's tiring work having all this fun. It looks like these busy trucks have run out of energy too. Look at that! Robbie's flipped open the forklift, like opening the lid on a box of toys. All of these trucks are powered by electricity. Robbie plugs them into the main power supply so the batteries can recharge, ready for another day of lifting, carrying and moving. Guess what? I've got a fun day ahead for us, and it's all to do with trucks. Have you ever wondered how all those roads and pavements and even the school playground gets made? Me too. After all, we stand on it, play games on it, and I've even scraped my knees on it. Ouch, did that hurt. But how does it all get there? Well, today we're going to find out a little bit more about that. And it all starts with trucks. So I'm here at the tarmac quarry to meet some of those very special trucks today. And not just any old truck. Oh no! Tipping and non-tipping trucks. But what is a tipping and non-tipping truck anyway? Let's go and find out together why these trucks are so amazing at tipping and travelling and pushing and paving. Look! Here comes a tipping truck right now. Can you see it? Wowzers! Look how big it is up close. There are lots of different sized tipping and non-tipping trucks. Look, there's 3 different sizes here. And because of that, they all have different amounts of wheels. There's loads of wheels on this truck. How many wheels can you see? Now we're ready to go into the quarry and see these tipping trucks in action. But what is a quarry? Well, a quarry is like a really big hole in the ground. And in this quarry, they have lots of special materials that can be used to help make things. How cool is that? So here we are at the quarry, where a digger's waiting to drop stone into the back of it. Stone can be heated up and added to a glue-type material called bitumen to make asphalt. The digger scoops from this huge pile of stone and then pours it into the back of the truck where there's plenty of space. Once the truck is full, it's time to transport the stone to another part of the quarry. The stones can be used in concrete for buildings or as asphalt for roads. Now, here comes my favourite part. Tipping! Yay! Here we go! The truck reverses into position. Then the driver presses a button which makes the roof of the trailer open up. Now the trailer slowly starts to tip upright. And wow! Look at that! It's made a huge mess on the ground. Hey gang, remember the 16-wheeler from before? Well, guess what? Even that tips. The tipper body is nearly 11 meters long. And look how high it goes. I bet that's taller than a giraffe. Now that the stone has been dropped off, a digger comes along to clean up and push the material into a nice neat pile out of the way of moving trucks. Bet Danny the digger would love to meet him. Now, here's a secret for you. See that truck there? Well, and this is just for us to know, that truck isn't a tipping truck at all. Honest, it's actually a non-tipping truck. Isn't that amazing? Now, I bet you're thinking, no, Gecko, those trucks look just the same. Well, here's why they aren't. See, instead of raising the tipper body into the air, this truck has a moving floor. I know, a moving floor. How fun is that? That then pushes the material out of the truck. Non-tipping trucks are used when there might be height limits in the area. Tipping and non-tipping trucks not only transport materials to different places of the quarry, but also onto roads and other sites. Before they do, the truck has to be weighed. Do you know why? I'll tell you. It's so that the truck is safe to drive on public roads, just like the roads your mum and dad drive you to school on. So, the truck parks up under these scales, and the driver presses this button to calculate how much material he's got in the back. Phew! It looks like we're a safe weight, and now we're ready to hit the roads. Come on everyone, let's follow him and see where he goes. These workmen are working through the night to pave new roads. And this non-tipping truck has come along to give them the materials they need. The truck backs up onto this paver and pushes asphalt into it, which is the crushed stone from earlier, all heated up. The paver then flattens this onto the ground, and a road roller comes along to smooth it into a road. Now I don't know about you, but I need to see all that again. So, the asphalt is transported to the paver. Whoa! The paver flattens and presses this onto the ground. Double whoa! The road roller smooths it out even further. And then look at that. Now we have a road. That's amazing. Wait a second. Is that... Yes, it's a tipping truck. It's here to help out. And there we have it. A nice new paved road.